Yes, so we're back on the Vicky Gotti show, and you guys, I promise y'all guys that y'all was gonna get, one of Elena Elite, and y'all been requested for him to come on the show. Now, finally on ATL, we have the sexy father, exotic Miyake-Mugler is in the building. Well, I'm actually in his apartment, and it's so fabulous.
Thank you.
How are you? So we finally meet.
Yeah, I know.
Finally meet up and do this.
I've been seeing all your shows, so
really.
I've been wondering when we're gonna get the chance to do our own. So I guess you're here.
Yes. So first of all, I just want to let you know you did your thing at the Candyland Ball, Candyland Ball. It was over. You came out as like, what made you get that fact? Like, how did you come up with that concept?
You know what? It was funny. It was very last minute, by the way. I was looking online, just trying to figure out, what I was gonna do. So I wanted to do something different. It was the Candy World Ball, so everyone was getting to use their imagination. Mm-hmm. China, Mother, and everybody else that wore.
Shout out to China. I love China. Mugler.
Oh yeah, shout out to China, to my girl China too. It's my mother. And I just couldn't come up with anything at the last minute. I just so happened to be on Facebook, and it was the craziest things, that are on Facebook, those little crazy pictures. Mm-hmm. And I saw a promo for Dominican Republic, their pride. Mm-hmm. And it was a guy with a merman tail sitting on the beach in the sand with the sailor that was in front of him. And they were making this eye contact, but I just couldn't get my mind off this merman tail. I've always had these crazy obsessions with mermaids and mermans. And one of my favorite movies when I was a child.
And don't say Little Mermaid. I got Little Mermaid. That's my favorite.
It was.
I love that.
And I just kind of wanted to take.
So, did you have any help? Did anybody help you, or?
No, not really. I just sent, besides the people that are in my house, I showed them my effect and wonder what they thought. I didn't really think everybody would get it or would understand it right off the bat. But it didn't matter to me. I just wanted to express myself in something that's been inside of me for a long time. And, I'm glad it was really, really well received.
So how did you feel about Derek that night?
I thought Derek looked good. Mm-hmm. I thought he was very polished. Other than that, he looked good. He was there.
Did you think because you made that hit, because you did make it, like you took, like when Dee Dee came in the building, like she woke it up. When you came out, like you woke it up. So did you just instantly knew you was going to win this? How did you feel like after? Because I know it was after talk. I know it was some after talk. Exciting, honestly.
Going into the competition after getting my 10s, there were a few things that went on that, I definitely know that everybody noticed that the category was cut in half in the middle right after I got my 10s. And to do Grand March. Everyone knows Butch Queen Face is maybe a 5-minute category, and that's not long.
Right.
But when they broke after those 10s, I knew me being a Scorpio, my intuition sets in, and I'm thinking, okay, really, something's not right. Everyone starts thinking, why would they break the category in the middle? You don't want to seem, you don't want to think that things are set up or shade, but ballroom is ballroom.
Right.
So, after that, I just started keeping in my head, okay, something could go wrong, after the impact and everything else, they allowed everything to die down, and then, 30 minutes later for us to hit the floor back for the category. And so I felt like I was in a good standing, but to win, it was kind of, up in the air, especially looking at the panel. And, it was just kind of up in the air.
What you say about that piano?
Yeah, it was something else.
Yeah. So how do you feel like, exactly now as, Butch Queen Face? How do you feel today's phase in the whole? Like, how do you feel about that?
I think today's phase is, it's something different. It's always something new, something fresh. Face is forever evolving, there are thousands of different looks, and I just think, as far as the category is concerned.
Yeah, the category.
I think there's some people that may be, slacking. Some people just kind of overlook face a lot. But at the same time, just like Saturday night, it's our job as Butch Queen Faces to make the category hot. And if we don't, then it'll continue to be looked over. So.
Right. Do you think face, do you think, do you have to have that structure nowadays, like, you just throw some makeup on and have a cute little face and just come out there. What do you think, honestly? Because people do that. It's a lot of that.
They do.
You know. So, how do you feel about that?
I mean, I don't knock anybody's dream. Everyone, sometimes they may have a dream, and they want to pursue it. We've had some instances where in my house in general, we just didn't see certain people for face, and now they're out there, they're walking face, and they're doing good for themselves. But it just wasn't Mugler face.
And what's the Mugler face? Like, what does it take to be? First, we're gonna say what First, we're gonna talk about Mugler face. Then we're gonna take what to be a Mugler. But what's Mugler face?
Mugler face is. It's a different face. It's a face that comes with the attitude. It comes with the look. It comes with the grace. I mean, so much comes with being a Mugler face kid. We're taught so much and learn so much from within, the House of Mugler. And, I mean, it's really just a privilege, I feel like it's very much so a privilege, to be, to come up behind.
Go ahead.
To come up behind so many, different people, so many of the beautiful faces that have come before our time. And, I mean, just to be one of them, I mean, it really is it's a big thing.
You have pretty teeth as well.
Thank you.
So, first, I'm going to get into this too, exotic. Did you have any work done?
No,
you didn't have any work done. Okay, so you're not one of the ones who had the nose pinched, the chest pumped, the butt pumped.
A lot of the work goes into the gym.
Okay, let me see if because I know a pecked chest when okay. But what do you say to the people out there that do have that going on?
What do I feel about it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I said,
honestly speaking,
I'm not gonna knock anyone's dream, but when it comes down to it, work versus natural face, I prefer a natural face. It's just my opinion. And if you're gonna get the work done, try to make it as less noticeable as possible and make it more natural. I mean, some people, I think they may go over the top sometimes. I mean, but if it works for them, it works for them.
Right. Okay. Now, when everybody had left the House of Mugler, it was they went into the Garcon movement thing.
Oh, the split.
Yes, the split. How did you take that, exotic? You know what I'm saying? Like, was you gonna go over there and join Gervais Garcon, or was you gonna, stay over there? But first, that's why? Like, what happened with that split?
Well, I can only say so much because I came in the middle of the split.
Mm-hmm.
Once I got in the house, the split had already begun. As far as deep details, I'd rather not say.
It was a lot of rumors going on.
There's a lot of rumors going on. There's a lot of he say, she say, she say. But you know what? I didn't even concentrate on that. That wasn't anywhere in the plan for me or anywhere in my thought. All I knew was this is the house I got into. I'm a very loyal person. I'm not a follower. I feel like I am a leader, and which I am today.
Right.
I'm not a follower, and a few of the people that I were close to, left and went to Garcon, and they asked me, if I wanted to come, and that I should come, and of course, I declined the offer. I said, I came in here, I don't know what's going on, everything was confusing, and it did kind of hurt a little bit, I'm not gonna lie about that. But one thing about this house that I did do my research on prior to coming was that this is not the first time that this has happened.
Okay.
It's happened twice with Galeano and Aga. And I think one thing about Mugler is that nothing, and I do mean nothing, will ever be able to stop my house from progressing.
That's right. Now, what's your relationship with Fred?
Excuse me?
What's your relationship with Fred Garcon?
With Fred?
Mm-hmm.
Me and Fred are really cool. There's no bad blood between us. We've always been cool. We've always had a somewhat of a, fatherly relationship. He's overall father at Garcon. I'm Atlanta chapter father here at Mugler. We're cordial. We speak. There's no bad blood or no negativity whatsoever. And I don't think it should be.
Right. What about Whitney?
Man, Whitney is still cool and cordial too. He's one of the ones that I was very close to when he was here in Mugler. Every time I see Whitney, I still love Whitney to death. I give him a hug, we smile. It's just that feeling is still there. That once was a bond. Doesn't mean it has to be totally gone.
Right.
So
now, how did you get the position for father of ATL? How did that come about?
Well, after I think it was year 3. I've been in the house for 3 going on 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
had a lot of wins, a lot of accomplishments under my belt, and I think I'm a bit verbal when it comes to my feelings. That kind of don't hold back, and I've always kind of had the leadership qualities of being. I've been a teacher before, math teacher at a middle school here in Atlanta, and an elementary school here in Atlanta. So I was able to teach people to do different things that weren't used to. I worked with a lot of kids that had learning disabilities, mathematics, and math is my favorite subject, by the way.
Oh, really?
And so, in doing that, my founders, David, Grams, Nigel, they were able to see that I had leadership qualities, and then, of course, there is that time, where they say, what is it, that you're looking for out of this house?
Right.
As far as advancement, as far as movement. And, I explained to them, what my agenda was, open-hearted, that I wanted to carry my, the House of Mugler to the next chapter, and carry my chapter to the next chapter. And just, like I said, forever evolve. And so, MLK weekend at Stewart's Ball 2 years ago. MLK weekend, I was awarded the position of Father Atlanta. Sorry about that. And China was awarded the position of Atlanta Mother.
Okay.
And ever since then, it's just been work.
Is it hard being a father? How's it?
It is hard, but you know what? It can never be too hard, because even in our toughest times, me and China still have to be strong for our kids, and still have to be the mold, and still have to set the example for each one of our kids that we bring into this house. There's recruiting, there's, a lot of personal life issues, we have to take on. It's not just ballroom, and a lot of people get these titles and their mother and father just because, but it's work here in my house, I think that's why Mugler has been here so long, because every time there's a split, they don't take everybody. And sometimes they not take the right people. Right. You take a lot of ones, but the ones, I feel like the older ones that were here for their season, and they've bred a whole set of new ones, and we were the ones left here to carry the legacy of the house.
Now, what does it take to be a Miyake-Mugler?
Woo! Yeah, it takes it. It's a high expectation. There's a high standard here in my house. I'm not gonna lie or sugarcoat anything. When you get into this house, you need to perform. I mean, and the thing about Mugler, it is somewhat of a lifestyle. It's not just in the ballrooms, and we do community service as well. But we are very detailed about things. And we're a close knit family. I think that's one of the things that a lot of people like about us when they do see us, is that we're close knit, we're tight, we have each other's backs. Regardless of the rumors that were said, I feel like that love is still here, and I live it every day.
Right.
And like I said, even when we go to balls, to do our job, we don't walk everybody's ball, and some people take.
Why is that? I want to ask you that. Like, they say, like, the Muglers don't come out as much, or they don't, support a lot of people. Why is that? Not saying support, but you pick and choose your events, basically, to go to. But why?
Well, one of the things about my house is, and this goes way back in the day when Mugler first started, we're a very exclusive house. And we pick and choose our balls wisely. And, we've learned, that every ball may not be a ball that may be good for us. Sometimes we like to congregate and have family time, opposed to always going to a ball every single time that there is one.
Right.
And every now and then, we do support everyone. We support everyone in the ballrooms in every house. I know we've been to pretty much every house ball that has been out pretty much in every year. But at the same time, sometimes we get tired, just like sometimes some other houses get tired,
right.
But they, it's not meant for shade one bit, Sometimes we just need that break to just take care of, what we have in our house and what's going on here. And like I say, every ball is just not, the ball for us to be at.
Right.
So we have other priorities aside from balls. We have, like I say, family gatherings and family out days, things of that nature. We have a good time. And so I mean, it's what it is.
Now, Exotic, you're really like exclusive. You are. It seems like you hold the package very well. Because let me tell you something. What I do when I'm about to interview somebody, Exotic, I have sources all around, and I couldn't find anything on you. And that's weird because I get one thing on at least one person. But shout out to Milan because he was another one that's exclusive. I couldn't really get too much, but I didn't get anything on you. Like, do you date within the ballroom scene? Like, have you dated before in the scene?
I have dated from the ballroom scene before. My first and last time.
How was the experience of dating? Because the next question I'm going to focus on is, can two people be successful and have this relationship in the scene? But give me the first one first.
Well, the thing was, it never developed into a full relationship. So it never got that far. However, I did develop, a care and a love for that person, and he didn't really walk that much, And at the time when we were dating, and aside from that, I mean, I haven't dated one in the ballroom scene since.
Was he a Mugler? Yeah. Okay. Now, so we're not gonna know who the person is, right? We're not gonna know. You're not gonna say, okay, exclusive T. I see. The second, I was focusing on why you didn't wait, what was I saying for the second one? I was asking you the second question. Do you remember? You don't remember? Yeah. We're gonna come right back more with Exotic Miyake-Mugler.